You don't. Okay. Good afternoon. Can I ask all of you, I'm a sports coach, I'm an atypical speaker. You will feel that, you will see that. Can I please ask you, and I speak to you as athletes, and that you come to the front. Do me a favor. I have the worst time slot of the day. I'm in between this moment and the bar. So please come to me, I have to be able to touch you. Huh? Last time I was here was 20 years ago with Ivanisevic. And it was the big tournament, the ATP tournament. So when I came here today with a taxi driver, beautiful memories came back. You want to know why? I was 20 years younger. They organized the tournament, and the same week it was Miss Croatia. Can you?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you were it? Was you? Oh, now I recognize you. Come here, big kiss. It was on the beach, eh? Remember? Whoa. Please do me a favor. Come on. I made the booklets. You know, I came here with 30 kilograms today of these little booklets because I speak tomorrow morning again. So let's have fun. How was your energy level? Good, good. A little bit. Yeah. Can you open a little bit the curtains there? Zenjulo, you pronounce that? My friend, before walking, can you open the curtains? Yes, absolutely. Do me a favor. Just that one. What do you think about that? A little bit more light. Can you still see the screen? Can you still see me? What is the average lux you need perpendicular on your working plan when you work? Who knows that? A lux meter, this little machine costs 80 euros. What is the lux you must have on your computer on your working plan? 400, 450? That would be a good one. It's a little bit too dark for me to work with you. You will fall asleep. So I opened the curtains. That is really good. Well, this is what I want to discuss today. Sustainable peak performance. I'm from Belgium. I want to make it fun. I want to inspire you. I'm not a theoretical guy. But we are talking about IT. We are talking about talent. Who is working in human resources in this group? Raise your hand. One person, you're alone. Two persons. Who's working in IT? All of you. Okay. I speak many times to our IT teams. I work with many CIOs, CIO in the board. Well, it's a tough life. The previous speaker was speaking about how much energy has it cost you to get to the function where you are today. Who has been going very deep sometimes into the reserves? And this is what I want to discuss. Is that okay at the end of the day? Good. Well, everybody has a dream. When you are young, you have a dream. I worked with tennis players. I worked with Belgium soccer for the moment. We are number 3 in the world. Hey. We've beaten Croatia recently, Slovenia, so I have to be careful here. I'm working with Belgium hockey. 10 years ago, we were nowhere. Everything what I show you today and tomorrow morning I speak about the team, how to build dream teams. We put it on soccer, we put it on hockey. I'm working with cyclists, Omega Pharma Lotto, for the ones that know, Philippe Gilbert 3 years ago, he won everything. So the little systems which work in top sports, the job we do, we put it into the corporate world. In my team, I have 4 or 5 golden medalists. I am so proud. We train them for 2 years before they come to your world. They're not perfect. They don't know anything about presentation skills, but they are authentic. And they have proven something. Their university career, it's medals, it's world championships. So I like those people because they're powerful. And well, let's share today. What was your dream one day? Was it to work in IT? Why do you laugh? I mean, a tennis player at 6 who wants to be a tennis player doesn't start laughing when I ask him the question, when he turned 25. He says, yeah, it was always my dream to be a tennis player or a soccer player. So this is my first little point. I'm going to work with each of you individually. What were your talents? What are your talents? What are your unique talents? Are you using them in your job? And what is the percentage that you are using your talents in your job? It's not because you studied IT that you have to stay in IT all your life. The previous speaker was speaking about creativity. So important. How creative are you? How creative does your company allow you to be? Well, everybody had a dream. Let's check your dream. Employees also, they have a dream. This was one of the girls I coached a few years ago. In her, do you know her, this girl? Remember her? Kim Kleisters, Belgium tennis girl. We had two very famous ones, Justine Henin and Kim Kleisters. In her first career, this girl, she became #1 in the world. She only won 1 Grand Slam. She should have won 6 or 7. But she only won 1. She won the Masters, and she had 20 million on her account. That's not too bad for a girl of 23. Then her father, her big protector, famous soccer player in Belgium, gets cancer. He has a dream to see a grandchild. Normally for female athletes, it's very difficult to get pregnant immediately. It takes months. She got pregnant immediately, was running with the baby in the arms in the hospital to the room of the father, and the father survived 3 months longer. You know the miracle of a baby. And then a few months later, I get this telephone call. I'm a mental coach. I'm never in the cameras. I'm working behind the coaches as a mental coach. I get a phone call and Kimmy asks, hey Koen, I want to make a comeback. I say, comeback? Get over it. She came to my house. We worked. I say, is the word comeback right? You have been #1. You have won your Grand Slam. You won the Masters. Where do you want to go back to? You have been #1. So we started working, and I asked her a few questions. And the second question was, how many mamas do you know? They gave birth to a child, put a child on the world, and they went back to the first position in their sport. And, you know, with blinking eyes, you know what I'm talking about, she said, I know 2. Radcliffe, she won a marathon, British, won a marathon after giving birth to a child. And she knew an Australian girl, Yvonne Goolagong. Now, I'm older than most of you. Who remembers Yvonne Goolagong? Well, yeah, of course you do. Well, she had dark curly hair. You know, I know, because her poster was on my room when I was in puberty. No, don't start imagining, but she was a beautiful girl, and I never forget her. You know, she won the Australian Open in a grass green dress. About 12 months after this coaching with Kim, she wins the Australian Open, one of the 4 Grand Slams. In which color? Grass green. This is the power of symbolism. Because my second question to her was, how many mamas do I meet now in the corporate world? They combine a job with being mom at executive levels and senior levels. They say, oh, senior executive, I don't understand you. That's your world now. And I had to explain her, worldwide, it's about 18–19% on senior management levels. On executive levels, it is down to 10, it's 8 or 9%. So I told her it's not so easy in this corporate world to combine a career as mama and combine a career at high level. Of course, there are other reasons, I know that. So my third question was to her, is comeback still the right word? And she said, no, damn it. I'm going to prove to all the women in the world that when you have a good energy management, she also had a husband in the meantime, ex-top basketball player, you know, the tattoo guys, not the easiest one on earth. The guy was really not going to carry her luggage, so she had to take care of his energy too. So she said, I'm going to prove to all women in the world that when you have a good energy management, that you can get back to the first place in the world. And the concept of the tennising mama was born. What do you see? Put your rational computer off. It's the end of the day. What do you see when you look at these pictures? Give me a few words, please. Smile, happiness, joy, emotion, family. For the people over there, I have made booklets, but only if you come and sit here. Can you do that, please? Do me a favor as much as possible. So much more fun if you get over here. Yeah, this is a lot of emotion in here. This is the concept of the tennising mama. Most mamas don't take their children in the picture. They're afraid of a crazy maniac to kidnap their kids somewhere. And that's why the family is always on the picture. She wanted to do it with her family, with her husband, with the child. Ladies and gentlemen, her second career, in 1.5 years, she won 3 of the 4 Grand Slams. That's much more than in her entire first career. Now, for God's sake, why do I tell this story at the beginning, talking to people from IT about the green dress and stuff like that? Because I liked a lot the previous speech. If you can see where you want to be 2 or 3 years from now, it will happen. If you can see it. I'm working at this moment with young kids that have to score 6 years from now, not these Olympics, the next ones. Yet I'm here in Croatia talking to you. I'm not controlling them. I don't have to control them. Why? Because they know where they want to be 2, 3 years from now. So I start today. I'm a very humble guy. Where do you want to be 3 years from now? If we tell you have to be creative, IT, we have to fight. I have a very good question for this group. Whom of you is seating in the board? So out of IT, CIO, who has a seat in the board? Raise your hands. Again, 1, 2 persons. This is not enough. Who has full power? IT has become so important. What did you do the last months or the last year to grow, to become a better IT person? And that's what I want to discuss today. Is that cool? Is that okay? If you can see it, remember this one, you can write down for the ones that have a pen. I've put some of the slides in. You can follow me throughout. We'll make lots of exercises. Kimi knew the way. In her first career, she had been number 1. Yet she had to reinvent herself in her second career. She had to do everything different. And I believe in IT today it's the same. You know the way, but sometimes you have to start all over. We can call that 2.0 like the previous speaker. I am a very simple guy. Sometimes you have to reinvent yourself. And that's why you come to this pit stop. Hopefully, there are some speakers that inspire you, make you think, damn it, this Koen is right, I have to reinvent myself. Well, let's make an exercise. This is a first exercise. You have it in the little booklet. Take it on the side, but work with me on the screen. Now I'm sitting with each of you individually. Can you imagine? I'm your executive coach. And I ask you, good, this is your potential. You have been stretching it into different directions. Stretching, you understand it, the word stretching? Okay. In which direction have you up to now stretched mostly your talent? There's a young student in the back of the seat. I've been speaking to you. I'm really happy that you are there. She's studying law. I do the same. I teach at a lot of universities. And I ask my students, hey guys, in which direction will you stretch your potential in your life? The most easiest one is the first one. This is in the direction of the IQ. This is the intellectual quotient. This is about your functional capacities. Depending on the function you have, it will change. Companies like Procter & Gamble, Unilever, you know, whatever you studied, the first 6 months they put you on marketing, then 6 months on operations, then 6 months on finance, 6 months on HR. Fantastic. It's not because you studied accountancy that you have to stay a bloody accountant for the rest of your life. Your talents may be somewhere different. I believe this is healthy. We should do the same with IT people. Don't start right away in IT. Stretch. Go and work in operations. You will never ever forget what they need in operations. It's a gift. Yet we don't do that enough. We study IT and we start IT. And that's not enough to stretch the talent. So functional capacities, this one I give it for free to you. This is about the knowledge. This is about experience. This is about at a certain moment you start to master things. The French say that beautifully. Tu commences à maîtriser les choses. You start to master, you become somewhere really good in. It's a difficult word in English, mastering. What does it mean? Yeah? But at a certain moment, you become experts. Well, I don't know where you are. If you just start inside the company, you're somewhere here. You're somewhere in between the knowledge and the experience. This is for young people. I'm quite sure that I have a lot of experts in the room. Somebody with a real high IQ, ladies and gentlemen. What is the beautiful name in IT world they gave you? Oh, come on, don't tell me you don't know this one. The nerd, the IT nerd. Okay, I shouldn't tell this here for this audience maybe. It's Einstein. It is highly intelligent. Good. I have plenty of experts and Einsteins in the room, I'm quite sure. Now, what has changed in talent management? Because we are here also to speak about talent management. For a long time, we've been hiring people with a very high IQ. Do you agree with me? Okay, even the resumes, oh, great student at university, whatever. That was good, and people, if they had a little bit of energy, it was okay. Nowadays, this one has become important. Previous speaker also mentioned it. The anthropological factor, the human factor. If I want to measure that one from each of you, once again, I'm your individual coach. How can I connect information really quick? How could I? It's too early. 5 years from now, I just have to read the chip in your arm, probably. But nowadays, it isn't the case yet. Well, I could run a health check. This is about the energetical capacities. Energetical capacities to hang in for 45, 47 years. Who's over the middle already? You can be 50 nowadays and still have to go for 17, 16 years. How about that? And still you have to stay fresh, motivating, reinventing yourself, because in IT you have to study all your life. Yeah? So for 47 years, here I would run a health check. I would re-explain you Mother Nature. I will challenge you a little bit on that one today, what you know about Mother Nature. Then I would train you, just as in sports. I will speak about the brain also. I'll go a little bit into neuroscience. I'm very curious to see with this audience what you know about it, because it's crucial to get to know your brain in this changing world. But I have no guarantee, if I train you, that you will resist under pressure. I have many athletes on training, everything goes perfect, and then you put them in front of the audience, the cameras, and they fail. Same in IT. Many times people from IT, they're great when they work isolated. You put them in front of a crowd, their public speaking sucks. There's something to get out of the comfort zone and learn it and get better in all those things. And the most important in the corporate world, how fast and how efficient do you recover after pressure? Many, many people tell me on a Sunday night, because Monday is in front of the door, they're still exhausted. Not because they have been partying all weekend, but just because the job and social and so on and so on. The anthropological factor, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we work on with all the athletes. I'll show you statistics further on the road. We're not really doing well. The third axis, in my eyes, is also crucial in the IT world. Well, knowledge. Most of people in IT have good knowledge. Many people here on the physical cue, imagine this is 0 fit, and this is 100% fit. Where would you put your cross at this moment? For the people who have a pen, can you put the cross? If you can follow me, it's on the first page, this one. Where would you put your cross? If you don't have a pen, you just imagine it. Many people tell me, Koen, when I started in this company, I was 80% fit. And I'm working here for 3 years, and I feel like 30% fit. Many people are there. I can tell you, yesterday I was in Amsterdam working on talents. Last week I was in Spain. 1 million, more than 1 million papas and mamas cannot pay the house at the end of the month for the moment. No jobs, huge stress. I can tell you so many people there. If you're a papa and a mama, you're a proud person, you cannot pay the house. How deep does that go, you think? And it's everywhere in Europe. I work in many countries. I mean, so many people on the physical axis at this moment, they are really not there. They're really not in good shape. The third axis is the one where I believe IT needs to invest. Young IT people, you should get them out of the comfort zone. And this is about the emotional quotient. Who gives me the right word? Here you have the functional capacities. Depending on your function, you need different knowledge. Here you have the energetical capacities. What is the emotional quotient? What is that about? What kind of capacities? Fantastic. Who said that? Yeah, fantastic. Social, the relational capacities. It's about self-knowledge. Plato and Socrates told us 2,000 years ago, gnoti seauton, know yourself, self-knowledge. So many tools on the market. The second one is crucial in IT. The second one is, how socially intelligent are you? You can be socially intelligent with your computer, programming and all the rest, but how socially intelligent are you selling your products, bringing your products to the clients, or explaining the products internally to the audience? The third one is, if you're really good at a certain moment, they will promote you, and you will become responsible for a team. Now, my question to you is, how good are you in building teams? In top sport, we know how to build teams. With kids of 10 years, or adults of 20 or 25, big egos together. But in sports, it's a fantastic laboratorium to know how to build dream teams. You've had some in Croatia, in different sports, real dream teams. Look at the impact they had on you. Can be basketball, can be soccer, so many different ice hockey, whatever, so many different games. Now, how to build dream teams? How good are you as an ITer on that one? And last but not least, I launch a new word today. Are you a person who can inspire change? The change the previous speaker was speaking about. Yeah. But if it needs to come out of IT, can you bring this? Can you stand in front of the audience? Can you convince on board level? I launch a new word, and the new word is, are you a bridger? You know a bridge over the river? Can you think cross-silo? Can you build bridges? In Belgian politics for the moment, we have not one bridger. What about politics in this country? No? Not one? Think inside your company, how many bridgers do you have? A bridger is somebody who can think cross-silo. Not only his own ego. A bridger is also somebody, come on, every company is made for what? To make profits. It's about money. But how can you translate these objectives to the people on the working floor into something sexy? Something they get out of the bed of. In the morning, they stand up, they say, for this manager, I go through the wall. How inspiring are you? Well, once again, I would ask you put a cross on this axis, and we can link it, and then you get to the 3 axes, and this is a fantastic model for talent management. If you want to take a picture, wait one more second, because the 4th axis is coming, and then you can take your picture. What did the new generations, they're sitting in the room. Thank you so much. What did you bring to us? Come on, 20 years ago, we were looking for IQ people, very intelligent, with good physical quotient. You agree with me? Hard workers. Socially, a little bit handicapped, is not important. Many of them are in key functions at this moment inside our companies. They got there. We have to replace them urgently. But if you think about nowadays, we promote people with a little bit less IQ, physically fit, a good charisma, but with a lot of social relational capacities is much more important. We should do the same in the IT world. We don't always need the smartest of the class, we need the most creative ones. And the 4th axis, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, here it comes. It is the spiritual quotient, but for rational people, they think like spiritual, is hugging trees and stuff like that. No, that is not it. It's the meaning quotient. Why should I do it? Yesterday, I worked with one of the big 4 consultants in Amsterdam. The big challenge for all of the big 4 consultants, maybe they are in the room, I have no clue who is sitting here, is how to attract talents. 10 years ago, the talents asked what? Give me a nice car. Do I get a nice computer, a nice cell phone? Nowadays, they don't ask that anymore. It changed in 10 years' time. Nowadays, yesterday some of the partners told me, yeah, you're right, Koen. 10 years ago, I mean, I was quite arrogant. Yeah, you want to work for us? Prove me what you can. Nowadays, is I have to prove myself as a partner to get the best talents. They ask like, are you going to coach me? Where am I going to be 3 years from now? Is there a good well-being in this company? Is there a flexible working place? And so on. Coaching, it's all coming back on that flexible working. So quite interesting, the fourth axis, the impact of it. Does it speak to you? I mean, I want to make it fun the last hour. Give me please energy back, okay? Feedback is food for champions. Yes. Thank you, that's a good one. I like that. Good, we go on, we move on. Resume of this one. We have worked for many years on KPIs. You know that key performance indicatoren. Yeah, Excel sheet, this is a good one, this one delivers so much in so much time, this is a bad one, whoops. Okay, that time is over. Now we get to the time of the KDI. What is a KDI? Only one person from HR, so this is going to be a difficult one. Who said that? Come here, my friends. Come here. I have a present for you. He said, key development indicators. The youngsters nowadays, they want to know, where will I be 3 years from now? And I think it's really healthy. I wrote a great book about it, Corporate Athletes, and this is for my friends.
Thank you.
I hope you can read in English.
Yes.
That's good. Alright. Good. Conclusion here, you're only as strong as your weakest battery. Hey guys, when you are in the middle of a divorce, emotionally you're leaking. If you have health problems, physically leaking, it will impact your performance. So you're as strong as your weakest battery. This happens all the time in top sports. When you work with Spitz technology, with top athletes, I mean, it's all about the weakest battery. So a little exercise. I give you 30 seconds now for the ones. What a shame. Do you have a pen, most of you? It's such a shame, eh? Yeah, if you have a pen, I give you 30 seconds. If you don't have a pen, think it over. Here is the clue. If you work, imagine you work with a swimmer, Olympic swimmer. In that sport, it's about hundredths, it's about tenths of a second. Would you agree with me? It's about the smallest detail. So coaching of a top sporter, it's about, remember this, cutting away unnecessary energy leaks. Little things. I give you one example. When we are here with our tennis players in nice hotels like this, and there is a flat screen television, the blue light on the television, it bounces against the ceiling and it goes through the eyelids of the athlete. It's like the first sunbeam in the morning, and it tells the body of the athlete, wake up, you don't have to produce sleeping hormone anymore, the sun is there. So we travel with this tape. When you paint, you know, this yellow tape, you need 3 little pieces of paper. The distance control will still work, but at that moment, your athlete will not suffer anymore from the blue light. Can you believe me? We even take away that little light. And then look at you in the corporate world. How many unnecessary energy leaks do we have? But yet many times you have to be top performer. You agree with me? Meeting after meeting, 47 years. That's a long time. So what I do is I try to motivate you to look at, where am I losing energy? And this energy can be mental, emotional, physical. If you want to win after win, which is in top sports, it's about optimizing mental, emotional, and physical energy leaks. It's about working on that. Let's do this quickly. The quality of sleep, where would you put it? Quality of sleep? Physical, but of course it has an impact on mental, emotional. Give me an example of the mental one. Energy is a feeling you wake up with in the morning. Would you agree? I repeat this. Energy is a feeling in the morning. And some days it's like, and other days it's like, which factors do influence that feeling you wake up with? Stress, rain, quality of sleep, kids. Is that mine, that kid, or not? That was a stupid joke. Good. Good. Now, mental, the expectations of the day. If something really exciting is there, a brainstorming session, whatever it is, you're going to be leaking mentally something boring. And I'm sorry? Bad environment in the working place. Where would you put that one? That's clearly emotional. If you work in a team and they're always talking behind the back, many fights, you never get a tap on the shoulder, like, well done, well organized, thank you for everything, and you feel it's serious. I mean, no recognition. You're continuously leaking emotional. Well, this is the little exercise, ladies and gentlemen, as simple as that. A top sporter, when they get out of the bed, every day, they measure. They measure where they are leaking. A tennis player who comes on the court, every day it's the same movement, but after 4 or 5 hits against the ball, they say, I feel the ball today, I don't feel it. And it's all related to this. A fight with a girlfriend last night, not sleeping well, too much alcohol, whatever it might be. What is it for you? So winning after winning, 2 conclusions. You're only as strong as your weakest battery, and the same conclusion is for the team. As a team, you're only as strong as your weakest battery. Many teams are too rational. No emotion. No warmth. Some teams are physically exhausted. You can see it. They drink these drinks that gives you, that makes you fly. You know what it is. I mean, that's not a good sign. A lot in IT. Many people in IT eat at lunchtime on the side of the computer. They don't even have time to have a decent lunch with brain food. I can go on for hours. My question is, where are you leaking energy? And a very nice word is also mentioned by the previous speaker. I loved it. Is we have to get out of our comfort zone. Homeostasis comes from the old Greeks. Homeos and stasis. Homeos means equal, stasis, state. This just means, ladies and gentlemen, that the billions of cells of your body always want to stay in the previous comfort zone. If you look at economics, going from business as usual to business as usual, you need from time to time a stadium of deconstruction. That's Nokia, Windows Phone. That's Kodak. Remember Kodak? Doesn't exist anymore. 50% of the companies today will not exist anymore 5 years from now. I'm convinced at least will not do the same. Because the world is changing so fast. I work a lot in Shanghai. I work a lot in Singapore. When have you been for the last time over there? In Shanghai, ladies and gentlemen, in 1 year, more university students finish than in entire Europe. In one city. Can you imagine that? Did you know that the first robot is seating in a board of directors? Have you read that? Come on, you should know in IT. The first robot is sitting in an executive board. You want to know the function? No, I'm not going to tell you. No, it's not CIO, it's the CFO. The financial. Who is CFO here? Your job is in danger. I knew it. And you want to know the worst part? The robot has a vote. Can vote. Can you imagine that? How fast it is going. So the world is changing. We should not stay in the comfort zone. To make sure you never forget me, can you do this? Come on. I want to test Croatia and Slovenia and everybody who's here. Can you do that, everybody, please? Also in the back of the room. Good. Okay, good. You didn't think. This is your comfort zone. Now I take you completely out of your comfort zone. Can you do this one? It's strange, eh? It's too difficult for Croatia and Slovenia. We do it the Belgian way. Can you do this? Good. And now the opposite. That also feels strange, no? Feels strange. Go back to your comfort zone and don't change anymore. Back to the comfort zone. Please promise me not to change. Good. Who has the left thumb above the right thumb? Left over right. Raise your both hands. And no cheating here. I have really good news for you. A very scientific study shows that people who have the left over right, they are really good in bed. Now, some people are looking at me. Who has right over left? Show me now. Come on. Right over left. I have very bad news for you. Very scientific study. People who have right over left, they think they are good in bed. Okay. Stupid jokes, I know. Oh, yeah. Can you take this one? Can you take this one to your teams? Think about the previous speaker. If you have to take your teams out of the comfort zone, do a little joke like this. They laugh. But they understand you. Because we have to go differently. We have to think differently. Look at this beautiful one of Einstein. It's one of his best. You cannot solve problems using the same kind of thinking you used when you created the problems. We Belgians, we are world champions. It took us 2 years to get to a government. World record. 2 years to make the government in the middle of the crisis. And it was the best period ever. Good. Now, one more little thing, because this is an important one for me. What is a sports coach doing, getting you out of the comfort zone? What is a good manager doing, an inspiring manager, getting you out of the comfort zone? A good coach is somebody who dares to tell you what you do not like to hear in a respectful way. Should I repeat that? A good coach tells you what you do not like to hear. You remember that person. You have 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 persons in your entire life, and they change your life because they have a deep impact on you. Well, I believe for IT, once again, you stay too much in your comfort zone. Go and work 6 months at operations, 6 months in marketing, whatever it is. For all the young people present, if you still have the chance, do it. You will be so much better ITer afterwards. Now, you may know this movie. For people who are very sensitive to animals, it's not real. I will click just in time, I promise you. Oh, the sound cable. Do you have a sound cable? Is there one? Is it? Ah. Is it? No, it's going through, probably through.